Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Pat, it's Marlin, it's the citywide special. Opening day is upon us. The Phillies face the Nationals on Thursday afternoon to open their season. What are our expectations for this year's team? Can the Phils shake off the disappointing postseasons and make it all the way? The Flyers keep losing and improving their potential draft position. Do they look too bad though? Are changes to the coaching staff imminent? The Sixers are doing their part in their tank campaign as well, as they hope to hold on to their first-round pick. Joel Embiid has finished consulting specialists as Nick Nurse tells reporters that a final decision on what to do regarding Embiid's knees should happen soonish. The Eagles appear to be done making moves for now, with the draft about a month away. All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Doing pretty good. Back again, 98, 2 away from 100. That's pretty wild to think about that way, but doing well. We're without Avery. He's got his pretty ass in LA right now, so
Hollywood Avery.
Doing his thing, but we're lucky to have Marlin back here with us. Thank you, man.
Yeah, pleased to be here, fellas.
Yeah. So can't complain. It's getting a little nippy out right now, but nice and hot for the weekend, which is good. But yeah, man, not a whole lot going down. Kind of bodes well with what Philadelphia sports is like right now. Pretty cold and chilly, but heating up eventually, you would hope. So yeah, man, can't complain.
Yeah, man, no, I think it's a great time for Philly sports fans. Still basking in the glow of that Eagles championship and opening days upon us. And the Sixers currently losing to the Washington Wizards, which is good. Tanking's good again.
Yeah, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Tank is on. They're losing to a team that we need to lose to, so that also helps. But yeah, I mean,
real suck fest tonight against the Wizards.
Real sucky. Real good. I mean, it's tough watching all the commentators, too, trying to figure out who's even playing, who's doing what. All the highlights aren't even us. It's like, wow, look at that play. It's not even anyone in the Sixers uniform.
Yeah, they got to talk about, Gershon Yabusele being our best player on the floor every night, pretty much. I think I saw, I don't know, they said Maxi's starting to at least, shoot around in practice or whatever, but, I mean, he's obviously not going to be back this year.
Yeah, they don't want him back.
There's no point,
No.
That would just be silly.
It's just good to see signs of life at that point. I mean, we're just full mode looking forward to next season already at this point. I mean, we saw the writing on the wall. We can start with the Sixers then, I guess, since they're top of mind.
Yeah, might as well get them out of the way.
The bad out. I guess they're a tough straw between the bad and the ugly between them and the Flyers. But, yeah, I mean, Sixers, not much else to really say. We've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. It's just been sad basketball, sad performances, just sad faces on the sideline. I mean, all around just sad and depressing. But they're still playing. No one's gotten hurt, which is good. So take that for what it's worth. And the tank is looking pretty good.
Having a good time. I saw him courtside.
What a day he's had. Damn.
What else happened to him?
He got some street named after him.
Oh, really?
Hung out with Sherelle Parker for a little bit. She probably chatted his ear off for way too long, and they told her to wrap it up. But
yeah, she probably gave a 10-minute speech at whatever the fuck the thing was that he was at.
Brutal. It's probably very bad. But yeah, man. So he's in town doing his thing, trying to. I feel like he's trying to make a big comeback now after the infamous slap.
Yeah. He's still working on his PR comeback.
Is he still married or no?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Open marriage, I believe.
I would hope. Yeah.
It would suck if you if you did that whole Oscar stunt and then you ended up getting divorced after anyway.
I feel like
that's
supposed
to be for you.
I feel like that's why it was still an awkward thing, because he's defending his wife's honor, but she cheated on him before that, and there's no doubt she's.
It's like, keep my wife who hates me out of your goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
Keep my wife who doesn't love me anymore out your damn mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. Still bald, so she's got that going for her. But yeah, man, Will Smith's in town doing his thing, revitalizing his career, I think.
Did you guys ever watch? They did the that Prestige remake of Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, I watched.
Do you remember that?
I watched the first episode of it, and then they wanted me to subscribe to something to watch more, and that was done.
It's not worth it.
I might have watched more if it was free, but yeah.
Yeah, was it on it's crazy. Every once in a while I'll see an ad for some show and it's on some streaming service that I was like, I don't know a single person who has that. I saw a commercial for, I forget what the show was, but it was on MGM Plus. I was like, who the fuck has MGM Plus?
Gamblers Anonymous. That's what that one's for.
Yeah.
But the Fresh Prince Prestige remake, I was kind of out because he gets to Bel-Air and Uncle Phil he's not fat. He's this big jack dude. I'm just that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's erasure right there.
Damn, R.I.P. But, I mean, pretty much wraps that up, I think, honestly, Sixers-wise. I don't know if we have too much to dive into that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Embiid is now, they say soonish, to quote Nick Nurse, they will have a plan on exactly what they're going to do with his knees.
Trump shit. We got concept of a plan.
Yeah, they have concept of plans. Yeah. At least, like, they didn't leak, like, a group chat of them, talking about how they're going to...
I feel like if the Sixers leaked the group chat, they'd be like, fuck. They'd all just be pissed off, like, motherfucker, like, we don't know what to do. He's not getting the surgery. He's just going to wait around a little bit. It'd be a gruesome group chat to get released.
No, but, I mean, have you ever... I can't think of another athlete who everyone kind of acknowledges this guy needs surgery, and then it just goes, what is this, months now? And just like, well, maybe soon.
I guess the question is what kind of surgery? I think that's the real thing. I don't know. It feels like, doing just the old, conditioning and that kind of stuff is long past. I don't know. It seems to me like it's just kind of a matter of what the surgery is going to be, whether they're going to try to do what is it, like the meniscus replacement?
The cadaver?
Or just amputate his leg and
put
like
a robot leg. I feel like Avery's touched on that. He's like, you can rehab something when there's something to, nurse back to health. But, like, when the actual tendon is just gone, there's nothing left in there. You got to do something. And, like,
each time he's had these meniscus surgeries, they have to, like, cut out a piece of it, and it doesn't come back.
There's nothing there anymore. You're on random trials at this point, so random shit to do.
Can you get a meniscus transplant? Is that a real thing? Or
yeah, it's not that what they did with what's his face? Who was it that was like out for like a year and a half? I don't know.
I know
who that is. But yeah, there is like a. I guess you could do like a meniscus transplant or whatever, but it hasn't been done very often, and it's
someone his size. Like I feel like you get a tendon replaced, and the goal is to just be able to not have too much pain and to be able to have mobilization back again, but like not to be at the MVP level. It's done on people that are just trying to be able to walk again without pain, or play here and there, maybe kickball on the weekends.
Ball was the one who had the meniscus transplant.
Yeah, doesn't bode great.
And you got 7
and he's
foot.
much smaller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's it's one thing with if you had a traditional like guard or something, but a big man that massive. You need to find a giant man, a giant dead man,
or alive.
Take their meniscus.
What's Yao Ming up to?
Yeah,
you don't need that shit.
Yeah,
or the great Kali. You see that man walking around? He's not going to be walking too much soon. Like just
you have to find. Daryl Morey and Josh Harris and all these guys. They just have to track down an extremely large man with just insurmountable gambling debts and be like, look, we're gonna make you whole, but we need a little something from you.
Yeah.
Wait, how tall are you, Trevor?
Yeah,
6'4". Yeah. No, I'm not big enough. My knees aren't big enough. My knees aren't good either, man. I don't think he wants my meniscus.
He's going around.
I would do it, man. I would make the sacrifice, but
he's going around to all the experts. He's not going to any fucking experts. They're all like, we don't know what to do. Like, we got to cut you up and figure this out. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's more leaning toward the early retirement than it is him coming back and playing any meaningful minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, sadly, it definitely seems like that now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll definitely play at some point, but I feel like it's just going to be one of these things where he comes back and then is just 50% of what he was and can't play that often, and it's just going to be one of those sort of things. Like, I don't know.
Well,
maybe we'll all be surprised and they'll do something and he'll come back well. I don't know.
Well, certainly or we just get the classic Embiid comeback where he gets this crazy surgery done whenever he decides to do it. He comes back, has a great first 4 or 5, maybe 4 months. They were like, oh my God, this is it, man. He's MVP. Exactly. And then he fucking blows his leg out again. Like, my God, what the fuck?
He's going to have a month of, 35 points 20, a game, looking like an MVP.
Because that's the thing. I mean, he was like pretty good this year in the games he played. There just weren't many of them. So even this year, struggling with injury, it has been like that.
I mean, that'll be his whole shtick. Unfortunately, obviously, I don't want or hope that he has early retirement, but like I just feel like his body's telling him, dude, we're done. Like you gave it your all. The city appreciates everything he did, with or without grain of salt. People being upset about not maybe making it as far as he wanted to, but it just sucks. I mean, his body's literally just shutting down. And if that doesn't go when he does come back, something else is going to pop or get hurt, because that's what inevitably happens with Embiid.
Yeah, like they'll perform this miraculous experimental surgery, and then he'll come back and it's like he has like, I don't know, gangrene or something.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Measles.
There's a guy who had fucking like Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
It's just like it really is like
Bell's palsy, like broke his orbital like 3 times.
Yeah, multiple times. It is really unbelievable.
That's the issue too. It doesn't change. He never changes the way that he plays. He may tweak it here and there, but like he still plays as a dominating figure, which is fine. But
I guess this year he definitely did kind of tone it down a little defensively. It wasn't trying to make crazy blocks and exert himself in that way, but you knew if he had made the playoffs, like he was going to have to just like turn it up again, and then
he doesn't have that level anymore.
I just don't think. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's ever going to have that fourth gear or whatever.
Especially with the team not really being built around like nobody. I mean, what did they play together? 8 games as a whole with the big 3 that they had. Big 3, with Maxey and PG and him, but like he still had to try to be a difference maker, because he was either playing with just Paul George, never really got that continuity, or just him and Maxey. Like there was never really enough that you could kind of pump the brakes, do your thing, and let the other guys cook.
Yeah, and the whole idea of the season was with Paul George, put on easy mode for the regular season for Embiid, be nice and healthy for the playoffs, and couldn't imagine a bigger disaster than this.
Yeah, Paul George. The Paul George experiment's been a disaster so far. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen there in the offseason. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to do anything with him.
Just got to wait and see.
It's all going to be fine when we draft Cooper Flag. When we win the lottery, draft Cooper Flag.
I mean, I might go down, nab a $1 ticket before the season ends, watch. When else am I going to have a chance to watch Quentin Grimes put up 30 points?
I know.
Maybe never.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may have played himself out of our price range at this point to bring him back. I don't know.
Unless he tweaks an ankle, then we got him.
Yeah, our kind of player.
Yeah. Yeah. We love that commitment.
You found a home in Philadelphia.
Yeah. We love the commitment. Way to get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What else? Trying to think about anything else noteworthy.
Nothing really Sixers-wise. I'm
starting to at least feel good that they're not going to have to surrender that pick. I mean, they're losing to the Wizards right now. I can't imagine that they're going to fall.
If anybody could screw it up, though, the Sixers.
I don't know.
And I don't know anything about this draft class other than Cooper Flag, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it that much, to be honest with you. I've not been watching March Madness either, because I haven't been betting on it, so I don't really care. It's like, yeah, if I'm not betting on it, then it's just college basketball.
That's what I feel. I mean, this time last week I didn't have a bracket, and then the day before, or the day of March Madness starting, I did fill out a quick bracket, and it took me 2 days to lose everything, so it's kind of where we're at.
Are there any like Cinderella stories going this time?
I couldn't tell you. I know there were a couple big upsets in the very beginning, but
there's always a few.
Nothing's picked up momentum yet, I think. But again, I haven't really been paying attention to March Madness. Chickies though had a hell of a fucking deal though for March Madness.
Yeah.
From like 12 to 4, $30. You get 2 draft beers, crab fries, chicken wings, and some crabs.
It's pretty good.
$30.
That's not bad.
You can't beat that.
Got to watch March Madness, though.
Well, then it's all on TV.
If you try to like, if you're like playing around on your phone or something, they're like, buddy, eyes the TV.
You ate the crabs. Watch the basketball.
Yeah, we have a deal. You're not reneging the deal. They just don't tell you. You just like get your tab at the end, and it's like $100. Like, wait a minute,
like you only spent 30 minutes watching the TV.
This was a March Madness promo.
You were not mad at all.
Yeah, you were not.
What?
Yeah, you were not mad at March.
Well, with basketball out the window that way, we got the Phillies approaching a more shining light on Philadelphia sports here.
Yeah, exciting tomorrow. I guess by the time people are listening to this, it'll be today. Phillies starting the season, opening day, one of the best days of the year.
Got a pretty easy start if all goes well.
Yeah,
you start off with Washington, and then you come home to Colorado. This time of the season, people are kind of rusty and kind of fucked up and weird. I think Colorado, they gave us a hard time last season, I'm pretty sure. Like, it wasn't necessarily an easy sweep every time, but I think that this bodes well for the Phillies, which we said last year too, where like they can't have those seasons where if they want to make a deep run in the playoffs to lose a lot of games this time of year. You're playing shitty teams, right? You might be playing Pittsburgh or whatever. This is your time to like rack up all those big wins.
Well, after the Rockies, they played the Dodgers and then the Braves, so gets a little tougher.
All right, well then, even more so, take these two first series and you got to hone that shit in.
Yeah, Dodgers at home at least.
I saw some stat that they led spring training for what that's worth in walks. So I don't know. Walks taken. So. I don't want to read too much into spring training, but plate discipline was a big issue last year, so seems like they've been emphasizing that in the preseason. So that can only be good.
The only if they ride that through, that's great because that team. I mean, in the playoffs, this team loves to golf. They love any ball low and away, nice little slide or anything like that. They love to just try to hit that home run ball that way, and it never works out for them. Cassidy, talking to you, dog. Although he was the shining light in the playoffs last season, I feel like did a really good job. But we'll see. I mean, the lineup is still, I feel like, up in the air. I don't know I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah, well, I guess what Topper was saying is that they're basically going to roll with two lineups.
Yeah,
so it's going to be
pitcher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So against righties, Schwarber will lead off. Against lefties, Trey will lead off.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate it.
No.
I think, I don't know. I feel like maybe that probably annoys some players, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really care.
I think that if you're going to go into this season, right, we didn't make any major free agent moves. You got this pretty much the same exact 1 through 9, just about, give or take on the bottom half.
Yeah, except for Kepler or whatever.
Yeah.
Or was it Kepler?
The new German guy?
Yeah, the guy we got from the Twins.
What's it called? His name's... I forget his name.
Shows you what a big acquisition it was.
Yeah. I forget the cat's name, but yeah, left fielder. Damn, what the hell's his name? Anyway, you'll pull it up. But, I feel like teams are kind of getting used to...
The most prepared podcast in Philadelphia, everybody.
Teams are playing...
Max Kepler. Yes, Kepler.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Kepler because of fucking Gabe.
We were like, we need to get more, like...
Max Kepler had a really good spring.
Yeah, he was doing all right. He had
it looks good. I think he'll be he'll be like a nice... I think it'll be really good defensively because if you think he's going from playing right field at target field to playing left field at CBP, that's a lot less ground to cover.
Definitely.
So,
and his kidneys are good, so that's always a good sign as well. When you want to bring in a free agent that way.
Yeah, you guys check those kidneys.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because we got burnt once before that way. Fool me once, you know what I mean?
Wait, who had the bad kidneys?
Wasn't that Austin Hayes?
Oh, yeah. Didn't he?
He had like a kidney issue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
He had that weird injury.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, what a horror.
Just like George Bush, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, never get fooled again.
Austin Hayes did not draw a walk his entire... Yeah. A guy that Dombrowski had apparently been trying to acquire for like 10,000 years. Finally got his white whale and he sucked ass. But, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Drink that cranberry juice.
Yeah. But I guess the other thing, the other big news that looks like, I mean, as we expected, Ranger Suarez is not going to be ready for the start of the season. A lot of people thought that Tyler, what's his name?
Phillips?
Tyler Phillips, yeah.
But he's gone now.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he was going to slot in there, but they could DFA him. He gets claimed by the Marlins. And the Phillies ended up acquiring Carlos Hernandez, who was going to be in the bullpen. He's like kind of just a veteran, hard throwing guy, kind of a project, I guess. He's like he throws like 98, but good. Not much secondary pitches.
Good veteran presence right there.
Kind of just he'll be a dude in the bullpen, but. This is all to say that our favorite boy, Taijuan Walker, will be in the starting rotation to start the season.
All right.
We'll say has looked better this spring. His velocity's been up.
Yep.
He's been experimenting with some different. He throws he's been throwing more sliders.
Mm-hmm.
He's been tinkering around with some stuff,
getting jiggy with it.
I'm not expecting anything crazy, but if I think I'm keeping my mind open that he could be a serviceable fifth starter.
Keep your ERA like below 5. That's my expectation.
Yeah,
that's
or
all
below 6 even.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't be literally the worst pitcher in the league. I think would be a little step up. Maybe you can build up some trade value, but you figure you're not relying on him for like 30 starts or anything. You're probably just going to be a handful between him and eventually once Andrew Painter comes up, and then you have Luzardo as well. So
I'm curious about him. I haven't heard a whole lot in spring
Luzardo.
training about him. Yeah, I mean, he would either have like a decent start or a real rough start, which like is okay.
you
Spring
never know
training,
what to make of that with spring training.
no, it's
Yeah.
like okay, maybe he had an off day or whatever. I mean, we'll take that. You got Strom with the weird broken nail or
Yeah,
that shit
I
sounded
guess
gross,
he
man.
fucked up his nail, and he
on a box
apparently
of cardboard.
yeah.
Ugh.
Just a silly, yeah.
Wait, I didn't even hear about this.
That's silly goose.
Yeah,
Wait,
Strom.
he hurt his fingernail on cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, let me just look up exactly
Is
what
he
the...
just like scraping cardboard?
He was like, "We gotta stop." He's like, "I gotta buy a house down here. I'm tired of packing whenever we come down here for spring training."
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
he was probably he probably hurt his nail opening packets of baseball cards. Have you ever seen that show that he does? He has little like baseball that they show during rain delays. And it's like just a show with Matt Strom opening baseball cards and talking about him.
trying to get that limited edition series.
Yeah, Phillies
card.
left-hand reliever Matt Strom told reporters on Monday that he had tore his nail on his middle finger while packing his daughter's toys. Oh man, what a dad injury!
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
how long can you possibly be out with that?
Well, the problem is it's on
probably
his
just
it's on his glove hand. That's why he said it was the issue. He couldn't put.
Oh, so he can't because he was spotted with this ridiculous like wrap on it or something that looked like huge. Looked like he
I thought he broke his finger. Honestly,
yeah, like apparently I didn't see pictures of this, but based on the the little like brace or wrap that he had on his finger, it looks like his finger got blown off. Or
Yeah.
What's that? Did he rip the entire nail off? Because like otherwise, like it grows back.
he said he jammed the cardboard between the nail and the finger. The cardboard's pretty thick, so maybe like flipped up. Maybe it's got no nail on it anymore.
He's never put anything in a box before.
Yeah, they got to start working that into these contracts. Like no dealing with cardboard, no packing.
They should give him the mitts.
You're paid. These guys get paid millions of dollars. You got to hire someone to pack up your daughter's toys.
Give him the mitts like what they do when they slide into second base.
Yeah.
Put the little oven mitts on. Oh,
Yeah,
can't pack
just have,
today.
yeah, the oven mitts filled with butter or like
Butter.
cream, whatever. Keep those hands nice and soft.
Only if it's Irish cream butter. I love that shit. But yeah, so Phillies are back. I'm optimistic. I think I think that
Yeah, I mean it's like weird. Like I feel like it's like a weird. It's kind of it's hard to know how to feel about him because on the one hand you look at him on paper like this is one of the best teams in the league. I think we were saying that they're like third in odds to come out of the NL for good reason. They still have one of the best, if not the best, starting rotations in baseball. You still have, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Schwarber, all these guys. So I feel like, for someone who's like not a Phillies fan, I feel like you look at this team and it's like, yeah, there's no reason why this team shouldn't be like a top contender to win the World Series. But then just kind of re-experiencing in your mind how these playoff runs have gone, it's just hard to be like gung-ho about this season and be 100%. There's always, I feel like there's going to be this little like trepidation, even if they are very good during the regular season. You're in the back of your mind can always be like, all right, like when are they gonna fuck this up?
Yeah. Also, I mean, feels like other contenders in the NL kind of made some big splashes in the offseason. We are pretty much returning the same team as we said, so you feel like the competition even gets a little bit stiffer. But I also think there's anyone who lives through kind of like the post 08 decline, it's like it feels sort of like this steady pattern is the same thing as like you lose the World Series, you lose the NLCS, then you lose the NLDS, and then you're not making the playoffs, and like so the last 3 years you could look at it as being that way, but
it's like we're on the same trajectory, only we skipped the winning the World Series part.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so it's it's hard to I want to feel good about this team, but it's just there's just something in my soul that's telling me that I don't feel good about it.
Well, you lose the mystique too. Like the playoffs don't really hit the same anymore, right? Like there was always that Red October and all that. And
right, 22, they make this kind of Cinderella run that that you fire the manager mid-season, turn everything around. And then
you go undefeated at home just about, and you go to the World Series, and then it's kind of like, oh, we don't. They're 22-2 when they play at Citizens Bank Park in the playoffs in the last 20 years, and then that also declined. Yeah. But there is something to be said though as well about staying together, right? Maybe they kind of breed that air of confidence in the roster that they have without having to bring in, Bryce Harper or then Trey Turner or whoever else, right? They're like, listen, we have the roster built to do it. Let's see what we can do. We're not breaking the bank to bring in anybody new. I don't know. I mean, there could be a little bit of confidence boost that way in what they have. There's a lot less stress and pressure of we need to win right now. We feel that way, but we've not the same as last year. Last year it was like, oh yeah, we're going to World Series and no big deal. And we got kind of let down that way. But I think that there's a little bit less pressure in the clubhouse probably. There's a little bit more confidence in the fact that they can do it with the guys that they have because they didn't need to bring in a superstar like Juan Soto. And, it's a tough division for sure. But are the Braves going to be the same, right? They're also getting older. A couple pitchers were all jammed up last year with major injuries. They're coming back. They might not be the same, especially not have the same velocity. You would think Strider and all that shit. Mets, they're kind of the wild card in the division. I mean, people had us pinned above them. Still keep the Dodgers at top, right? They just won the World Series, and Shohei is healthier, so that's scary as shit. But the Mets are, for me, the more wild card than the Braves are.
Yeah, especially with Soto.
Yeah.
And I don't think the players feel this way, but as fans, we're gonna just remember what they did to us in the playoffs last year. So that's always going to be lurking over our shoulder. But I think the vibe at the ballpark could go dramatically different this year. I mean, last year up until we lost, it was so much fun. It was a big party every night you went down there. I mean, I think if they don't have a good opening series, if they get swept, God forbid, I mean, they could get booed on opening day here on Monday.
And rightfully so. I think they could use that, honestly. I mean, I don't think that I'm opposed to that. I think that that's a good way to be like, listen, we're not fully confident in you guys, and you have to earn that back. And that might be what they need to hear, right? Because they've had all offseason to just be like, you hear Castellanos, no pressure at all, man. If we win, great. If we lose, they don't care. Like, no, man, you spent too much time kind of chilling and living in Ben Simmons' house to not really think about this shit. You got to come back now to South Philly and figure that shit out.
Speaking of Nick Castellanos, I do feel pretty good that he's going to have a good season because I just saw today it was announced that Netflix is going to be putting out a live-action Scooby-Doo series.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, I mean,
that combined with a bunch of planes falling out of the sky.
Yeah, dude, he's going to be amped.
His bank is full. He's got to pay his payday for us.
Yeah, he's going to just be living on cloud nine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, I mean, I feel like they're going to make a deep playoff run. How they get there or what they do, while they're in there is up to debate. But I think they'll at least make a good push in the playoffs. I'm not expecting, a top seed. I'm hoping for I'm fine with a wild card round or whatever it is.
I mean, I feel like they could win the division, but I mean, you got to remember last season the Braves got decimated with injuries. You have to think that they're going to bounce back a little bit. The Mets are kind of loaded.
Yeah, and they kind of only found themselves halfway through the year.
Yeah,
right? I mean, the grimace unfortunately was a real thing. It looked like.
Yeah, fucking grimace. We got to find. I don't know.
We got to change the fucking song.
Yeah,
that's what we got to do, man. I mean, most sports has a thing to click on.
Speaking of the song, they did no more fucking Stubbs.
Thank God, man.
Stubbs is gone.
So maybe we don't have to deal with his playlist anymore. Maybe that changes the vibes.
I hope so. I feel like that could be the big saving grace because honestly, I was over that guy.
Well, I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to, they'll have different vibes to the regular season, and it'll be. Things will be going well. They'll maybe find some new tracks to play in the clubhouse. And then when they expand rosters at the end of the season and for the playoffs, they're going to bring back Stubbs. He's going to be in there just as a hype man. Bring back the song. Then who knows?
I'm not into it. As long as they have that song as like their thing, they are never going to win a World Series.
I mean, their big mistake is that they
never will.
They use that cover.
Well, everyone said
if they had used the Robin version, we would have won the World Series in 22.
I agree with that, but also the problem is because this is not new. People say get rid of that song. We don't want that song anymore. And then they win one playoff game, and everyone's screaming the song again. I mean, we can't quit it.
Yeah,
you got to be strong. You got to be mentally tough. Don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about the Bryson Stott sing along? I remember seeing a lot of fans get very angry after we lost last year and be like, fuck Bryson Stott. We have to sing your stupid song every time you come. Like, I don't think he ever told anyone to sing. He just chose a song people like singing.
People ended up liking. Yeah, I actually am pretty excited to see what he does this year because I mean I was a player when he first came up, like his rookie season. I thought that was like, oh wow, we really have like a good player. I loved his like approach to the plate. He would work counts really well. But then last year, he just had like no pop. Just very like a real like just like a zero in the lineup. And then it's revealed that he was probably dealing with like a nagging injury all year. So now I'm excited to see if he can bounce back and kind of get back on that trajectory that he had been on because. I think he showed a lot of promise when he first came up, and then last year it looked like he didn't even belong in the majors.
Plus, he just had a kid too, right?
Did he?
Yeah, I think before the season last year.
I don't know.
Yep. I didn't hear about that.
Weakens the head.
Big year for him and Bohm.
They're saying apparently Bohm was dealing with an injury last year too. I don't know.
Yeah, you
never find out about these nagging injuries till after they have a terrible season.
Yeah, then the excuse train starts rolling out.
No, I'm hopeful that Bohm is a little bit more mentally stable this year. I feel like his emotions got the best of him post the All-Star break. He was getting real mad and throwing his helmet and throwing hissy fit, like looking like an actual person that should be in daycare. I hope we get rid of that shtick as well. Like these guys,
they're all
now,
like 28.
Yeah, like we're good now. Like they've been here for.
Some of you have children in daycare. Like you can't be.
Like we're good to go with that. I'm excited to see Stoppy healthy, and I'm hopeful that Bohm is a little bit more, stabilized that way because he is a phenomenal player. Like when he was hot, it was amazing to watch. 2-run home runs or doubles. Like the guy was killing it for the longest time. Yeah. Great third baseman. But he just gets in his head
the strides
too much.
he made in the field were amazing too. I mean, first few years of his when he first started playing third base, like he just is like not a good fielder at all. And he was really good last year. So
so I'm hopeful that he can get his shit together and we're good to go. It's a young team that way. Like they're part of our core, but that they're a huge piece, right? You get through the top of the lineup, which you expect to be great in. Any mix of Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Castellanos, JT. We'll see what happens with him this season. But you missed having a reliable Stott, Bohm, interchange anybody else in the last two spots there, or three spots. But that's a big piece. It's really the bottom of the lineup, mid to bottom, showing up big time this season.
Yeah, would love a big Brandon Marsh season too. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could bounce back a little bit. I feel like he's shown a little bit in spring.
But he's a pretty much, look at his career, he's a pretty much consistently hot or cold player. He's not really in it for the long haul. He's a little injury plagued as well, but he also is, he's running around left and right out there.
Yeah, great fielder. They at least up till now have not felt confident playing him full time. Really like to platoon him, but you see through their actions that's how they feel about him, and then you hear Rob Thompson all the time saying he should be an everyday player. So we'll see if he gets a little more playing time this year.
Yeah, I haven't heard if Rojas is looking any different this year either too, but be curious to see how he shows up too as well. I feel it's a shame because I like the kid. I hope that he does do really good with the Phillies. You want the best.
He's
for him.
Amazing in the field.
Yeah,
it would. If he could just figure out a way to just be like an average hitter.
Just put the ball in play. Fine. Nothing crazy. You got the speed.
He definitely did look pretty decent in the spring. Looks like he beefed up a little bit.
He did last year too.
Yeah.
So, but
if he just every year he gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say what I am feeling good about is the bullpen. I think the bullpen could have a big rebound year. It does suck that we lost Jeff Hoffman, but Jose Alvarado has looked awesome in the spring.
Yeah, he's had some fucking zip on that ball too.
Yeah, he looks great, and that was a big problem last year is that he just totally fell off, and that was like a guy that we really were relying on to be like a lockdown, late inning guy to the bullpen. So if he can get back in the form, he looks like he's in great shape. His stuff down. Looks amazing. Yeah. So I think he's going to have a big year. I think Orion Kerkering, this is like, his second full season in the majors. I think he can,
helpful.
I think like he's always had amazing stuff, but I feel like pressure has kind of gotten to him. Like he kind of fell apart in the playoffs. I feel like having like another year under his belt is going to do a lot for him. I feel good about him. Maybe a couple other guys in there, I guess.
Well, especially Kerkering too. Like the year that he first came up, there was no expectations. He flew in there, adrenaline's pumping. He did great. Was like, oh my god, like he's so good. He's like a future great bullpen player. This and that. His first full season, then people expect greatness then every time, and it did seem like the moment got too big for him. But yeah, I think there's a lot of, despite how old a lot of the team is and great at the same time, it's exciting. There's still like some pockets of youthfulness that you're like, okay, this is like a good, as long as the other guys can be consistent and play well and do what they're paid to do, given that they consume all of our fucking cap, the young guys have a good opportunity to really showcase what they can do and why they're still on this team. So they got that little itch to them, right? They're hungry for some wins. I think that last year, as upsetting as it was, I think hopefully feeds into this year's aggression into wanting to win and play and win for the city. Losing to the Mets, too, has to drive them crazy, so that should also help. I think they're in a good spot to make a deep run. I'm not going to put any expectation where they might land, but as long as they just play good ball early, they should help themselves out that way. Because the Dodgers historically don't play well in Philadelphia either. So that, I know that we're playing the Dodgers after we play Colorado, but that could be a nice, quick, early in the season. They're traveling over here. It's going to be potentially chilly out or rainy. It's usually pretty shitty out the first half of the season when we play here.
Yeah. I feel like every time I go to games in the beginning of the season in April, I'm always like end up not wearing enough layers, and I end up like fucking freezing.
Or
my
you're
ass
too
off
hot.
it.
You want it to be baseball weather.
Yeah, I know.
Park,
and it's and it's like in the afternoon it feels good. Like I remember there was like a couple years ago, there was a game that I had to like leave. I felt like terrible about it, but I had to like leave early because I was just like fucking freezing. Because I just like, it was like, one of those things where it was like 65 where I left my house, and then by the time it's the fifth inning, it's like 40s or something, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, man, those 4 o'clock games.
And then literally nice. As I was walking to the stadium back to the subway, like Bryce Harper hit a home run. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself right now. This fucking sucks. Yeah, that was probably one of my most shameful moments as a sports fan, to be honest. But
that is the worst part about the beginning of the season, though. Is like the unknowing weather format.
Yeah.
You get there at 3 o'clock. It's nice out. You're in shorts and a t-shirt. Hell yeah. Then it's like freezing out. What the fuck?
I always also am like, I like never leave, even if we're getting like our asses handed to us. Like I do not leave games early, like ever, because I'm like the one time like if because I the like once every couple season events where they have some miraculous like ninth inning comeback where they score like 6-7 runs or some shit. I was like, if I'm not there when that happens, I will never be able to forgive myself. So it's like I always make it a point to just stay, like no matter what. So I hate dude. I remember a few years ago when the Flyers played the Penguins at the Link. And I was like there with like a group of people.
Not the Winter Class. What was it?
It was the Stadium Series.
Yeah. I was at that game.
Oh, you were there too?
Yeah.
And it was like, it was raining. It was really shitty, and we were losing. And I was like with a bunch of people, and they wanted to leave. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to be a dick about this. Like, let's just fucking go. Like, whatever. And then like, as soon as we like leave the turnstile, they like tied the game, and I was like, fuck. So then we had to like duck into Xfinity Live to watch the overtime. They won, which was. It was fun. That's literally the only time I've ever been to Xfinity Live, but that was fun.
It was a wild game, but that we almost left, but then we went down. We're like, I think we could just go down to the lower seats.
Pretty much the 2 times I've left a game early, it's
I know, but a buddy of mine went to that Eagles-Lions 2013 Snow Bowl game.
Oh shit!
Man!
And the whole group he was with, they all left at half, and he stayed there by himself.
Hell yeah!
And so he was like, obviously vindicated in that decision.
Yeah, classic.
That was you never forget that game. Oh my god. LaShawn McCoy going ham.
Yeah.
Couldn't see shit, though. I'll tell you what. I mean, that was...
The good old days of Chip Kelly. Those were good times.
I'll never forget tailgating in the parking lot for that. I'm like, wow, it's a beautiful day. No snow on the ground. About an hour before kickoff, I'm like, oh, nice and flurry, no big deal. We get in. I'm like, I can't see. From my seat, I couldn't even see the end zone. I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right. And like Detroit's wearing white at the time or silver. So I'm like, I don't even know what the hell is happening right now. But it worked out. Throwing snowballs at people left and right. Did the same thing against the Rams, too. It was great. Ah, what a great day.
Yeah.
But we can transition. I don't know if we have too much prediction-wise. Where do we think then to end off the Phillies?
I wanted to check what the over-under on their like win total for the season is.
How many games they got to play?
162.
162. I'm going to put them at 93.
Are we doing our prediction or what we think the over-under is going to be?
Well, I was just trying to find what the over-under is. So it looks like most places have them at either 90.5 or 91.5. Mostly 90.5, I think, is where most places have
Yeah,
them.
I'm going to say over.
Yeah, but
I feel good about the over there. I think they'll be in the 90s, like 95,
I
something
think
like
so.
that.
I was going to say my prediction's 92, and I was expecting the over-under to probably be 89.5. So
Yeah.
I think
I think they'll win maybe like 9. I'll say 95, which might not be enough to win the division.
No. I'll say 93.
Places have the Braves at 93, 93.5.
I don't know
The
about
Mets,
that.
the Mets right there at 90 as well.
They're
So
good,
yeah,
though,
we
the
got
Braves.
this could be a really cool division race.
the NFC beast, you know.
Yeah.
Or the NL beast. But
this could be a great division race this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the NL East is historically has not been like the greatest, but yeah, we've been kind of a juggernaut division the past few years.
And I also think win or lose the division, as long as you're making the playoffs, it seems like it's good for this team to like. Last year,
we like that wild card series, as if we found out.
Well, you got that, but also just down the stretch when you're playing in late August and through September. It seems like it's not good for you to be like, well, these games don't really matter right now. That doesn't seem to set the right tone when you go in the playoffs. So, I'd like for it to be close down the end, so they're just playing for something the whole way.
Yeah.
Look at the Mets. I mean, they right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Phillies?
Nothing else I got, really. Nothing but I mean, I saw Mickey Moniak just got let go.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Bring him back.
I did see that.
Bring him home.
That 2017, 2018, or 2016, 2017 Philadelphia as a whole.
All 4 teams,
like, bad picks.
Yeah.
Except for,
I think was that the same year that the Flyers had like Nolan Patrick or?
It was hard to rank. They had Carson Wentz and Derek Barnett.
Ben
Simmons and Markel Fultz. They had Mickey Moniak. I don't know if the Phillies were included in another one. I forget what it was, and I
might not have had a pick. Then
I couldn't tell you what the Flyers ones were. There was some Russian ass like with a D name or Dubrov. I don't know, but just you look at those names, you're like, damn.
I mean, you say that's bad, but like you got something out of Carson Wentz. Derek Barnett.
Oh, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was terrible. Like you just
Ben Simmons made a few All-Star games,
but like for being what
Derek
they were
Barnett did
pick-wise,
pick up that fumble.
That's what I'm saying.
He
was part of the most important play.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they were all trash, but like the potential was so high for all that. You know, you're talking about
those all-time letdowns.
You know, a number 2 pick in the NFL draft, and you get a potential MVP, and then he just kind of falls off. I mean, he does well.
Potential MVP for 12 games.
Yeah, it just sucks. Derek Barnett, MVP of jumping off sides on 3rd and 10 as a defense.
It's always him.
Yeah, always. Literally always. They were like, this guy broke Reggie White's sack record. We're like, oh my god, it's meant to be. And then drafted in Philadelphia on the fucking art museum steps, and that was about it. But
yeah. And if you look at the because I saw that same kind of like compilation of data, and also. Players picked like plus minus 5 picks around those guys, and some. I mean, I mean, I don't know anything about hockey, but people were commenting that like the Flyers they didn't really miss out on anything because nobody was good in those drafts.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the same year, but like their big fuck up was the year where they like didn't like win the lottery, but they moved up to from like 11 or 13 to 2. Mm-hmm. So it was like, oh my God, like finally we have our big break. Finally something's going our way. And they draft Nolan Patrick, who was like the only player out of the players drafted like 1 through 5 who wasn't like a superstar. He's like out of hockey now.
Yeah, but like the NBA and NFL those years, I mean, there were some. I mean, 2017 was the year that Mahomes got drafted. So you got that. You got
any
guys,
Sixers. I mean, you can pick your poison.
The
at
NBA
that
had
point.
so many good players that they could have taken.
I feel like the NBA and NFL are good for that though. Where like it really comes down to you either nail it in the first round or you look like an idiot 5 years later because you're like, oh, sick, you missed on Earl Thomas and you picked whoever else we fucking got that day.
Brandon Graham.
Oh, all right, maybe not that one.
Bad example.
Maybe not that one. Okay, I picked a random date, whatever.
People were saying that for the first few
years. For a while,
yeah.
We went over this last week, but yeah.
But you could input any other draft before Howie Roseman decided to pick from the SEC that would have worked.
Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. JJ Ortega-Whiteside.
Oof, yeah. No, I mean, I guess if you think about it, it's like, who knows? It's like, it's one of those, like, I don't know. Not like butterfly effect, but one of those things where you go back and it's like, well, maybe if we did draft Justin Jefferson, maybe we didn't win the Super Bowl. Like, who knows? Might have been different.
Might still have Wentz.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't have that, maybe he doesn't have that villain arc of damn, I never got drafted by the Eagles, so now I'm not going to be this good.
You never know where they would have ended up, what kind of picks they would have ended up with. Maybe we don't have Jalen Carter, or maybe we don't have
easily
all these other guys that we have, so,
Super Bowl, that's true.
Sometimes you got to make an all-time terrible pick.
Yeah.
For the long run.
Yeah, man. That we did. We put our time in for that, for sure, I think, yeah.
Here's the Danny Watkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But, I guess that's it on the Phillies. I don't know. Is there any have you guys paid attention at all to, NFL mock drafts or any of that kind of shit?
Not a whole lot. I mean...
With the Eagles going at 32, it doesn't...
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought about it that much because I'm kind of just like, well, let's see if they... I see even keep that pick or what's going to happen.
The big in-division news is that the Giants signed Russell Wilson.
Oh, yes.
After signing Jameis Winston, so
dude,
everyone expected them to draft a quarterback, but that's kind of an awkward situation now.
So that could be...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just they're both on just 1-year deals. So, they're still going to draft. I mean, it looks like they're projected to draft
Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to have in a division because I think he's overrated.
To be a fly on
Not
the
that
wall,
I don't know anything about college football. I don't pay attention to it, but I'm just going to say I think all those Colorado guys are overrated because it's I mean,
Travis Hunter is
media team.
He's also the dude's like my size playing football. I don't know if he's
Sanders?
Huh? No, Travis Hunter.
Oh, Travis Hunter.
Granted, he's a ball hawk on both sides of the ball, but
they're going to have to make him play one side or the other. They're not. You can't do that in the NFL.
I think he'll be a full-time cornerback, and he'll have
to be
5 snaps a game at wide receiver.
Yeah, it might be for little gadget plays.
It's use it for Wildcat shit like that, but I don't know. To bring it back to Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, those motivational speeches are going to be wild this year, though, for the Giants.
They're going to be fighting over who gives the speech.
They picked the wrong year to do. I guess if they had done the Hard Knocks, we wouldn't have all that great
I wish they had it this
about
year.
Saquon, but it would have been funny this year to see the locker room.
It ain't about the lights. It ain't about the camera. It ain't about the action. It is about the action. Jameis Winston, right there. That is just pure gold.
No, I do think they should just. I know there's contracts and everything, but couldn't they just force the Giants until they have a whole new front office to just do that every year? It'd be such
they should just offer them a big bag of money. Just make it a year a regular reality show like the fucking Kardashians or something. It's just the Giants front office.
The Desperate Housewives of the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Which would be great.
Yeah, but I regarding who the Eagles might take, I always think that 32nd pick is a great candidate to just trade out of the first because if you don't love anyone there, then somebody will pay a premium for that 5th-year option. You can move down, get some more picks.
They also have so many picks the next 2 years.
They got so many picks next 2 years, and they've also got guys that they just drafted who they're going to have to pay. So it's how you actually get into like a problem of like having too much young talent at a certain point.
Yeah, but that fifth round's looking good though this year too, because you have like one. It's odd they have like mathematically they have like the 32nd, the 64th. You know what I mean? Then like the 96. Like I don't know how they ended up having like consecutive last picks of each round for the first three.
Just because they won the Super Bowl.
Every time? Well, I'm just saying they try, but they move around a lot though too. Like in terms of like all the drafts that they've traded for and all shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
the picks that are like our natural picks.
And the fifth round is like they got a lot next to each other too, which is nice. 62 to 65. I think we have 3 in a row or something like that, which is interesting. But I think they trade up in the first round.
Trade up?
Yeah. I think Bryce Huff.
I mean, it depends on who. I don't know.
I think they use Bryce Huff and go up.
This is what I have heard is this is like a very deep defensive end draft. And if anyone who listens to this podcast is like actually like one of these draft heads, we probably sound so stupid right now.
Yeah, one of these like college football film head guys. It's like these fuckers don't know what the fuck.
I don't look at the draft like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't fuck with college football. I don't fuck with college football.
Yeah, I don't fuck with any college sports. I say if they were that good, they'd already be in the pros.
It's true.
I can only dedicate that much time to one football.
Yeah, I can't do
thing.
like the people that just spend their entire Saturday and their entire Sunday watching
the whole
football.
weekend.
It's like, what do you like?
Yeah,
I can't do it.
it's
Can't
too
do
much.
it. Yeah,
My body can't take it. My brain can't take it.
Yeah, agreed.
My relationship can't take it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like I'm fucking maybe, you'd have to be extreme. You definitely have to be a single man, or like unless you're with somebody who just also wants to watch football 2 days straight.
If you grew up down south, maybe
that's a lot of them don't care that much about the NFL though.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're like in SEC territory or some shit, like you probably care more about the college.
Well, I guess the older I get, I really wish we could switch days because I'm like Sunday, man. I got to work tomorrow. And all these college kids don't, so why don't they take Sunday and I'll take Saturday?
I'll take that. Probably bigger viewership too for the NFL. I mean, it is. I feel like college probably has more.
Well, with just the sheer number of games.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the Sundays. The day drinking.
When they're away, it's great. At home game, like a Sunday night football game, I'm like, fuck. And
Sunday night can be rough.
The night games have been getting worse and worse as the years have progressed, for sure. Playoffs, no big deal.
I work from home on Monday, so I don't really care that much.
Couldn't we start our night games? Couldn't we start our night games a little bit earlier? We're like catering to the West Coast here. They got to be home from work, so we got to stay up till midnight for our games.
Yeah,
I'm fighting the losing battle. We're not moving to Saturday. Those games are starting at 8. I know.
Still got to tailgate a little bit though beforehand, so you need to like 8's okay.
Yeah, it's late, man.
It is late. I mean, man, it's fucking ass.
Yeah, the game's pretty much wrapping up at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, it's great to win the Super Bowl. It just makes the draft pretty much irrelevant at that point. You know, like it's fun when you're like 18. You're like, all right, well, let's see if they move up a little bit and they move down. What they're gonna do.
Well, it's kind of wild that like it's been a few years since we've been like at the back of the because Well, since 2 years ago, we drafted fucking Jalen Carter.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, like, it'd be cool if you could win the Super Bowl and have like a Jalen Carter type pick.
Yeah,
right there.
like if we this is the one year we didn't have someone's draft pick in our pocket that we could swoop in and somehow be in the top half of the draft of the first round. But yeah, not this year.
And that's okay.
Yeah, you can't do it all the time.
No, last time we were here, we got Goddard, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Dallas.
He was a second round pick.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like last time we had 32nd, we
traded down. Yeah,
yeah. So,
I'm a big advocate of trading down.
Most likely, it is a big tight end draft as well. So,
and we are probably looking for a replacement. So,
yeah.
I feel like they're definitely going to draft a tight end. I don't know when.
There's enough of them in there, even in the second round, without going too crazy. You could probably get a solid tight end. I mean, I don't know. The way that they made those moves this offseason with bringing the guy in from Cleveland or Indianapolis, wherever he was at last, is interesting. Giving Goddard the ability to seek a trade offer is intriguing. So that's why I think like if they were going to go like trading up, I know we can only either trade up or trade down. We probably won't take at 32. But I think the two guys on the block to move up would be Goddard or Bryce Huff. If somebody is willing to
God bless anyone who would let us trade up for Bryce Huff. do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't get. Listen, but there's stupider people. I mean, listen.
Look,
if
the
last year,
Saints prove it all the time. That's why we have Jalen Carter.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if the Giants also proved last year, like GMs are fucking dumb, and Howie has some kind of, I don't know if he's got nudes of these guys or what, but he's got some way.
Yeah, I mean, you just like fleece the Giants and be like, look, this guy loves playing at the Meadowlands. Last time he was an effective player,
Yeah.
he was in New York on that turf.
So give us the 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, exactly.
His son's like, Dad, don't do it. He's like, I'm going to do it. Yeah, you're like, all right.
Dad, no.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his son told him to take Jaden Daniels.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He was like, Jaden Daniels, anybody else but him. He's like, all right, cool. Malik Neighbors, which is great, but you got, I don't know, you got the 2 stupidest quarterbacks in that room right now, or just weird motivational quarterbacks in that room.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's such a fucking weirdo.
Creep, man. He's creepy.
Remember when he was doing those Subway commercials? So weird. Weird as
Dangerous.
fucking
I thought that was a fucking SNL bit, but that was real.
dude.
That was real life.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Broncos country, let's ride. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Weird guy.
If he does end up being the starter, that will be fun for us to play him twice a year.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't believe it. Yeah. Weirdos, man. And the fucking Cutlet guy. He's still on the team.
Tommy Cutlets,
Oh,
yeah.
is he?
Yeah.
He didn't get released or anything? He's like the third string now?
He wasn't released. He was a free agent, and they signed him too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, fuck,
they've
that's
signed
right.
3 quarterbacks.
He's the longest.
which is why I think it's an odd thing that they're probably going to draft one as well.
He's the longest
Yeah.
tenured active Giants quarterback right now.
That's hilarious. Yeah. And then who did Danny Dimes sign with, like, Minnesota?
He stayed at Minnesota. No.
No, he went somewhere else.
Where did he sign?
I mean-
Hold on.
Danny Dimes? I don't know where he went. Sam Darnold went to. Nah, I couldn't. You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know where Sam Darnold went.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, the Colts. He went to the Colts.
Danny
Dan-
Dimes?
Yeah.
so he's breezing down
He's done.
AR-15's shoulder now.
No, he said, you know what? I just got tired out there.
Yeah.
They're like, why'd you slow down into the game? He's like, I was just gassed.
So I told Shannon I needed a break.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he has an opportunity on the Colts because fucking what's his name?
Anthony Richardson.
Richardson's like always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staple of my fantasy team, Anthony Richardson.
They're like, cool, you almost tore your ACL. We're going to put you back in there, but it's going to be a QB draw on the 1 yard line. And like, he got a concussion. They're like, all right, sick. That was all us. Yeah, the NFL's weird, man. I don't know. They got rules coming in here where you got the soft ass Green Bay Packers putting in their anti-touch push. The science proves that it's not injury prone. You got teams trying to change up the playoff structure of wild card teams against divisional winners.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is, so I get, unless it actually happens someday, I feel like every year, at least as long as like Jalen Hurts is here, they're going to
Someone's gonna
propose that rule every single year.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me because I feel like we would still like be the best QB sneaking team in the league without it. But it is very funny how mad it makes opposing teams and opposing fans. So
Yeah,
I'm down for keeping it.
Yeah, and I think I saw the Eagles proposed changing the overtime rule.
I'm into that.
They
To make
just-
it the
they just-
playoff.
They just to extend it for every
Right.
game.
Yeah, just to make the regular season, the playoff rule the same. So basically to make it so both teams get an opportunity to possess the ball regardless of
Whatever the rule is, it should be the same, I think. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it is kind of like, I do think it's kind of silly if
And the Bills, I saw they proposed a rule about like how the ball gets spotted, which like they're very rapidly turning into the Colts from like back in like the early 2000s, where like every time they lose a playoff game, they have a rule change proposed.
Wait, what was their proposal exactly?
I didn't understand it, to be honest with you, but it was something about, we got screwed over with how you spotted the ball, and there needs to be like a way
It
to
is
remedy
kind
it.
of insane.
Weren't they trying to do, I don't know if they put that rule in there, but wasn't there talks of like taking away the chain gang, or did they do that?
They still have chains.
But
Yeah.
to make it more like electronically focused on that.
It is,
Yeah.
it is
Is
kind
that
of
what the rule they were trying to put in there?
That might be it.
Yeah, they're trying to make it more so that it's
like put a little chip in the ball.
I don't know how, that's the thing that was like confusing. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how they would enforce that if like I don't know, something like that.
It does,
Like,
it does seem kind of wild that in the year 2025 we still, in like, the biggest money sport in the country, we still have a thing where these like critical spots are still just
Hundreds
determined
of
by
billions of
a
dollars.
ref being like, I think it's about here.
I mean, that's discourse. That's discourse. That's a bunch of money on ESPN every day.
That's true. Yeah,
All that money on the field.
Think of how much money was made of people just arguing about that play in the Bills game.
Yeah,
they come up there like,
you're
like, what?
But I mean, I feel like as a team, it's unseemly. I mean, the Bills changed the overtime rule because they lost that 13-second game in 2021.
I mean,
and now they're changing. And I'm not saying they're wrong about either one. I'm just saying like, you don't want to be the team like every rule is related to the way you lost your last playoff game.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I mean, the Lions, they're like being magnanimous. They're like, our division rivals, the Vikings, should have had a higher seeding this year. They're kind of like, lifting people up, whereas the Bills, it's like their rule changes are always like this unfair thing happened to us.
They're still just sad about losing 4 in a row. That's all.
I would be too.
Yeah, but hey, is what it is. Although I'm not opposed to the electronic chains, but it is, to your point, like how to execute that is a bit of a tough point because something's going to be fucked up either way. How do you, is it an alert when the ball touches the plane? But first downs were never like that. They were never like as long as
they already have a chip in the ball, don't they?
I don't know.
I think it's like the same thing as like when you watch a baseball game, like you can see when a ball didn't go in the strike zone.
But is it tipped?
It looks like that's going to be probably not this season, but next season. I feel like
that could be a thing for sure. Yeah.
Is that tip to tip though, or is it on the center of the ball?
What's the actual rule? I don't know. I think it's any part of the ball crosses the plane, right?
I think it's any part.
No, but like you said, they put a chip in the ball right now. Like, is the chip on the tip or is it in the middle?
Well, Jonah told me it senses the entire ball, and I generally trust
Bullshit.
Jonah.
I don't know if I believe that.
I
don't believe that.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Well, see, this is the problem with using the chip technology. People aren't going to trust it.
Yeah. Especially, the I know where there's chips are coming from.
I don't trust these chips on the tips.
Yeah.
The Chinese.
The Chinese chips.
That's just like a Trump rant in the making.
Yeah.
That's why we need that mineral deal. Nah, I'm playing. But anyway, we're talking chips on tips. First downs, easy money for Buffalo. Good for them. Speaking of Buffalo, Stephon Diggs going to the Patriots to watch Buffalo win the division every year. It's interesting.
Nice. I think the Patriots could be like, I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they could be like a little sneaky good this year. They've
Mike Vrabel, new head coach.
Vrabel.
I like that.
They got a little juice to them, I think.
Well, I saw that Stephon Diggs is joining another former Bills wide receiver who I couldn't believe is still in the league, Mac Hollins.
Mac Hollins, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Return of the Mac Hollins.
I like Mac Hollins. I always liked him.
Yeah.
Well, things just seem to go
he
very
was good.
well.
He's been with the Raiders.
He was with the Raiders for a hot second. It was in Buffalo last year.
He was like a decent player in Buffalo.
And people loved him,
he's bounced
too.
around a lot, but yeah, he's always been pretty good.
He became a persona non grata here in Philly and was kind of known, I feel like in the perception of fans, as the guy who was only here because he was friends with Carson Wentz. And he's turned it around. So if that's wide receiver 1 and 2 for the Patriots next year, it's a hell of a lot better than they had last year.
They still have Bourne as well. Hunter Henry. I mean, it's an interesting offense, and people are really gassing up their quarterback, Drake May, so we'll see. They got Milton Williams now, so defense already is better.
I forgot they got Milton
Yeah.
Williams. How much do you believe in the power of Jalen Carter? Like Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, you feel like they're going to in for underwhelming seasons?
I mean, I feel like that happens a lot when you sign these guys to these big deals. You're definitely buying high.
Yeah.
And he got
paid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, good for him. That's awesome. But, I definitely think, you definitely have to consider that Jalen Carter is getting fucking double teamed every single snap.
Right. Yeah.
That is, you're not going to have that luxury anymore.
And he's collapsed in the pocket while getting double teamed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's getting double teamed all the time.
Yeah.
Did you just hit on the theme now?
I think that
there's a tip chip joke in there somewhere.
I think probably Sweat has a bigger season than Milton Williams. I feel like Sweat has a continuity and has played with you get that fire in your gut head coach over there in Gannon. So I think that he'll probably be a potential to have a better season. Milton Williams, love him to death. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like you said, you're playing with Carter. And I think that the Patriots got rid of their best D tackle in Davenport. So he's going to be like the main guy.
Yeah, I mean, Vrabel's a good coach. I could see him using him well, but I just think the talent around him might not be what he's used to.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I trust Carter. I have no doubt about that. I think the defense won't skip a beat, to be honest with you. We weren't necessarily a big sack-heavy team to begin with, to start the season, really.
Right.
It didn't really pick up till the playoffs, honestly, maybe like end of the season. So I'm not really concerned about all that. I'd like to see Jordan Davis cut some weight, but that's...
Yeah, he's kind of got to step up and be the guy we drafted him to be this year.
This is his last year, I think.
Oh, I mean, kind of either way.
Contract, it is. I think he has a fifth-year option, though, which I don't think we picked that up.
Oh, that was fifth-year option, maybe. If he's really good, fifth-year option. But,
yeah.
I mean, either way, I feel like he's not a long-term evil because if he doesn't improve, you wouldn't want to re-sign him. And if he does, we're not going to be able to afford him. So,
Davis?
Yeah.
I think we would because he hasn't put enough on film to really...
He has a breakout season or two?
I don't think breakout. I think just being a consistently good player, I'm okay with. He's out there now, really not a whole lot.
Yeah, but Fangio's... As Zimoff used to say, turning garbage into gold left and right.
That's true.
Yeah. Closing all windows and doors.
Hang on, Olive. We're coming in for a landing.
On the seesaw. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's about it for the old NFL.
That's all I got for the Birds, man. That's
Yeah.
it. We'll have more coming up once draft approaches, but the Birds, it's pretty much cruise control for the NFL. A couple other free agents
all the
out there.
big splashes are done.
Yeah, is there anybody out there who's like a big name anymore? I feel like Diggs was kind of the last one.
Yeah, not that I can think of.
Did Cooper go anywhere? Amari Cooper?
I don't know.
He's still out there. I mean, not huge, but he's, I mean...
Isn't he like 80 now?
We don't... Still play really... I'm not going to lie. He still play really good.
He's always... Yeah.
He might be younger than Diggs for all I know.
He was always like every year I would draft him in my fantasy team. And he would always like outplay his, his ADP.
No one that we really know. I think Cincinnati was like, we're shooting down any trade talks about Trey Hendrickson.
They're going to re-sign him.
They need to. He's the only guy on defense. Him and Oren Burks. That's it.
They're going to have like 60% of their cap in 4 players.
Oh, that's it.
Good luck, Bengals.
Terrible. And I don't know. They're a weird franchise out there.
Yeah, I guess.
I think people
Mark Cooper's still out there.
I think people just bullied Cincinnati, being like, "You guys never pay your players," and they paid every cent that they had, and now they're like, "Okay, fuck, we're screwed right now." Someone goes down, fucking Burrow goes down next year. You got all that money in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
T. Higgins goes down, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but you paid your number 2 receiver that kind of money.
Yeah,
that is wild.
Well, they were like fucking like Joe Burrow was on whatever podcast he was on, and he was like, "Well, the Eagles find a way to pay all their guys." Like, and then they're like, GM must be like, "All right, fine," and then he does this and like. Yeah, it feels like they're going to be in cap hell, maybe.
But like all year, everyone's like, poor Joe Burrow, it's not his fault that he has like such a bad defense, but like you did a media tour being like, paid most these guys. So I'm like, this is the team you asked for.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no one doubted your ability to put up 40, 35, 40 points a game. They were killing it. They just couldn't stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
So you can barely pay now the one guy on defense that played well, and you didn't give him any supporting cast. Bad.
Yep, glad that's not our problem.
Hey, we're chilling.
Yeah.
This has been the NFL Around the League podcast.
Yeah. It's that time of year.
Yeah, I don't know, that group chat thing with the I feel like I had to talk about that for a minute. The old
of all the journalists to put in there.
The old whoopsies.
Yeah. Talk about dropping a bomb. That was nuts. I mean, if everybody else to put in there, you put in the Atlanta guy in there, he's like, all right, this is my time to shine right now. This is good.
Yeah, how did they get the guy from the Atlantic in there?
His number must have been close to. I wonder who they thought they were putting in there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, who's missing out? That's like fuck.
There's like a mid-level Trump guy named Jeffrey Goldblum who just got left off.
Yeah, he's just sitting at home waiting for the text. He's like, damn, I thought we were doing this tonight.
He starts to see the bomb drop the next day. He's like, damn it, I missed it. What the fuck's going on right now?
Yeah, he's all depressed because he's always left out.
FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, fuck those emails, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for all that's been made out of, the Trump admin being very like against DEI, they are, have been pretty good about giving high-level employment opportunities to alcoholics,
Hell yeah.
He looks have more of them in the
That
cabinet.
man looks fucked up every time he talks to the fucking camera. Those weren't, he always, like, the reporter asked him a question, and then he goes, like, those weren't war plans. Like, you don't have to respond to you could just talk to somebody. We got you on film. We're good to go. But he answers very directly to the fucking camera every time, which is very creepy.
It's also weird because I'm like, it's like the damage control, like, they should have had a group chat for the damage control because, because they've got, like, Tulsi Gabbard, testifying in front of Congress, being like, I was like traveling the day that this happened, and Hegseth was here and I was there, and like I don't recall exactly, like, and then you got like other guys in the administration be like, this whole thing was a hoax. These are all like doctored photos.
Yeah,
they
didn't get their story straight. Yeah.
Then he drops the bomb of even more information than today, and they were like, "Oh."
He drops the bomb more information. He only dropped a little bit, and then the Trump people were like, "You're saying that this was classified information, but it was actually not classified, sir." He's like, "If it's not classified, here's all of it."
Yeah. Which was great. It was a great Trump guy because he got called, like, I don't know, whatever the fuck his name is, was like, this guy's a fucking idiot. We didn't say anything, this and that. We gave no location, no plans, no weaponry. And the guy was like, all right, I'll wait a day. The next day, dropped the exact fucking quote of what he said. And they were like, well, I didn't forget. I just didn't recall at the time. And they're like, oh, I hate watching those hearings all the time because it's so frustrating. And, like, I don't know why they have to show us that.
It's just performance art. Like... Yeah. Nothing ever comes of them. It's not like you have one of these like Senate hearings, and if you like nail them, and it's like, oh, got him. It's like, well, there's no consequence to any of this anyway. Like, it doesn't really matter.
They all want the like the McCarthy hearings. Sir, have you no shame? And it's like, it's like that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty much. It's just they want to have get a little like viral video of them so that it'll go around on social media and people will know who they are.
The headline's always like, some congressman eviscerated the FBI director. It's like, no, they asked them a question. They were like, I don't recall. Or like, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, well, 2 days ago,
this 80-year-old congressman eviscerates the secretary of the
executive. You don't recall? What else don't you recall?
Oh, settle down there, Dick Durbin. Relax. We're okay. Yeah.
No one's ever tell Dick Durbin to settle down. He'd been settled down for 40 years.
Yeah, the only one that was like really funny was the Sean O'Brien, and then that one. What was that one senator's name?
Mark Wayne Mullen or something.
Yeah.
That was a good one. They just them challenging each other to a fight. Bernie Sanders just vigorously pounding the gavel, telling them to shut up.
Yeah, that was good.
Those were good ones. And what's her name? She just made headlines again. Jasmine Crockett.
That's her whole thing.
Her whole thing is going viral.
It's like I always see her name pop up and being like, "This is a rising star of the Democrats," and it's like, what do you know about her other than the TikTok videos?
Right.
Or like, other than like she called like Marjorie Taylor Greene busted in Congress.
Dude, she did. People are mad at her now because
the Greg Abbott thing.
Yeah, the Greg Abbott. She like referred. She said that like Greg. What did she say? Exactly?
She called him Governor Hot Wheels.
Which is, well, this is a funny thing. Like I was like kind of like being like, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this woman's act. Like I know what she's doing. She's not really progressive. She's just like getting her clicks in or whatever. But then after that, I was like, okay, I kind of like her. I kind of like her for doing ableism against Greg Abbott. Governor Hot Wheels is a sick bird.
She just kind of figured out, like, I don't know if I'm getting any political power to this, but like just kind of everyone likes to watch someone who's kind of acts like Trump. So
yeah, well, it is always funny when you get the right wingers that are like, we got to make comedy legal again, and,
oh my God,
and like everything's too PC when they get upset about Governor Hot Wheels. Like it's like, dude, you kind of
I saw like somebody posted a video of her and like a quote tweet of it, and this guy was like,
"This is disgusting."
He was like. Ma'am, my stepfather's an American hero who's in a wheelchair. It's like, your stepfather?
Yeah.
That's like the closest thing you can pull. Is like, yeah, my stepfather's a veteran and he's in a wheelchair. I'm disgusted.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, it is also, like, I feel like every time they ask... they're in the Oval Office asking Trump about stuff. He seems like so checked out and doesn't actually know what the fuck's going on. It's like, every time they ask him about something that's like headline news, he's like, "What is that? I didn't hear about it." It's just like so obvious that all the other people around are really running a show, which was the same case this first term.
Yeah, he remembered that he doesn't like being president.
Yeah, it was like, oh fuck, this actually sucks. But I mean, the difference is, I feel like the first time he just surround himself with all these just kind of boilerplate Republican guys. And at the end of the day, like, his first term, like, it was, like, shitty, but it was probably no shittier than, like, the John Kasich's presidency would have been. But this time, he's surrounded himself with, like, legit psychos.
Yeah,
and idiots.
So it's actually, like, really bad.
Because the first time... he was as surprised as everyone else that he won. So he was like, wait, I gotta hire what, like 1,000 people now? I can't do this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, like someone, just give me whoever the guys
then he just like go into like
he had who was his Secretary of Defense the first time? It was like
Mike Pompeo.
Who's like a ghoul, but he's like an actual.
But he's a diplomat. I mean,
now he has now he's got like an alcoholic weekend Fox News host.
Because the first I think the first time around he was like on the phone with Jeffrey Epstein, being like, "Can you be my Secretary of Treasury?" No, okay. So he has to like go to the RNC chair and be like, "Tell me who to hire." And this time he came in a little more ready to put his own people in.
Scary shit right there. Every time I ask for a question, he's like, "We never did that." Then they're like, "Sir, we do that now." He's like, "We do it the best anyone has ever done it. I don't want to get asked that again." It's sick. It's wild, man. But it's good TV. So I'll take that.
Good TV, and
shall be entertained,
and
nothing else.
More leaks, more putting reporters on confidential information. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get it all out there. Yeah, there was the other guy that had like his Venmo on public. That was funny.
Wait, so what was he? He was sending money to journalists, or
that's all I saw. That apparently it was who was this guy? Mike Waltz.
Yeah,
the guy who was also part of that group.
He was on that. Yeah, there was a lot of guys.
But apparently, he like up until like today, he had his Venmo account public. And there was like a bunch of like reporters on it or something. I don't know.
It would be really funny if it was just like he was just like sending every reporter like $10, like just for being you.
Yeah. Like they're just like genuine, just him being nice.
Love you. You're like, what?
Get yourself your a latte on me.
It's the Mitch McConnell. You're like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I haven't heard anything about him in a while.
No, he took that little fall.
It's been a while since he like just his brain shut off during a press conference or whatever.
He took a fall down the Capitol stairs, and then he said he was going to retire after this year, and then we never saw him ever again.
Yeah, I don't know if he's alive, to be honest with you.
I think he's long gone. I think he was dead last year. When he showed up at that press conference with all them purple hands and shit.
Dude, purple hands and then his face after that fall. Yeah, I mean, he's looking more. I mean,
they were like, "How you feeling?" He was like, "They were like, he's feeling great. We're gonna get him back into his office now. He's got some bills to sign."
I mean, say what you want about Joe Biden. He was always more there than this guy was.
He was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. Not quick to what, but he was quick to something. What did he say? I was quick as a fly on That it could have been. Remember that?
What was it?
They were like, how sharp? He was on
Biden?
He was on like 60 Minutes. They were like, so how, like, I don't know what they say. How like quick is your brain going right now? He goes, Psh, I'm as quick as a fly as a sharp could be. And they were like, all right, okay. We don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, I kind of miss, I feel like first term Trump was legit hilarious. Like, putting all of the consequences of it aside, like, anytime he was on camera, it was, like, fucking hilarious. Like, I'm just thinking about, like, the Ruth Bader Ginsburg when he died, like, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. I forget, what else did he say? He was like...
she lived an amazing life, whether you agree or not.
Yeah, you agree or not. Amazing life.
Tiny dancer playing in the background.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I feel like we're not having any moments like that, because I feel like anytime I see, he's just like in his office, just like kind of like
signing an executive order, being like, we're shutting down the schools, we're shutting down.
He's not really putting himself out there like that. Mm-hmm. Whereas, Biden also barely. I mean, you get was out in the open, but was fun. Whenever he did appear, it was
he always do something funny.
The bike fall was good.
I think that was great. Also, I think one of my favorites was I forget where he was, but he was in like I don't know, like some kind of like near like a forest or and like you remember that
in Brazil?
It was in Brazil or some shit.
He just wander off
and he's done talking and he just turns around and just wanders into the trees.
No, it's
like off the path.
Yeah,
there was a path too. He just chose to go like off the path. They were like, "Oh, cut the camera."
It's true that you're only getting like, because you used to get like those Ruth Bader Ginsburg moments from Trump, and now you're getting like crumbs. You're getting it's all computer, and like everyone's like memeing that for a week because that's all you're getting.
Yeah, you also had the I think another one of my favorite ones was the when I forget what team it was, but whatever team won like the college football championship, where he had like the fast food,
McDonald's and shit.
Yeah, just
that picture of him like with his arms out.
Yeah, just with all the fast food. It's like, yeah.
It was funny that I thought that was like typified the first Trump term, because people pundits were like, it's just so insulting to these young men who they've worked so hard to get here, and Trump's gonna like give them McDonald's. Like, they're 19 years old. They probably thought
they're probably like, this rolls. Yeah. If I was that age and it was just like, I have all kinds of Big Macs and chicken sandwiches and shit. Like,
they're like these young men. They want chicken cordon bleu right now. It's like, no, they don't.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're trying to eat all this shit and have diarrhea in the White House. I'm into that.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll just about do it for us here tonight, everybody. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Please leave us a 5-star rating and a review over to your podcast. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Go Phils.
Go Phils.